there, and welcome to the Animag podcast.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Animag, the #1 anime podcast on the planet, baby. I'm your host, Asylum, sitting here with...
Domicus.
What up? It's your boy Zay.
I don't know what Zay's camera's out there doing. That thing's autofocusing like crazy.
Yeah, that's why I don't like when it does that.
Trying to capture all that beauty, baby.
Hey, we're gonna upgrade soon. Trust
I'm saying it here first. Animag podcast, the sexiest podcast around, baby. We're not just here for the anime.
Wait. So why are we here?
Okay, I guess we're here for the anime.
Yeah, I was about to say, so why are we here?
We have to do what no one else is going to do, all right? We have to review all the good animes. Rent-A-Girlfriend slept on. Orange, kind of shit, but a little slept on. Masamune-kun, we're not even going to mention that. All right, we'll never mention that again. But here we are, Rent-A-Girlfriend, Season 3, Episode 3, baby, and boy, was it a juicy one.
Felt like season 1, though.
Yeah, you said that earlier, but I don't get it, man. What made you think that
What?
it felt like season 1?
I felt like I got blue balled at the end to see Chizuru's reaction.
No, you cannot say that. At the end, I was so hyped, I was jumping on my chair. You cannot say that.
Yeah, honestly, the ending of this episode had me like this, like watching, because Minnie dropped the fucking bomb.
Hey, at the end of my notes, I put Minnie is the GOAT, greatest of all time. Come on.
I didn't expect her to come in and like do this much already.
Like fucking like dived in, like he's swimming.
She's fucking doing it. And also, we got to see Thomicus's girl, Sumi, a little light touch from Sumi.
She did better than Ruka.
That's why.
Hey,
She did better than Ruka.
Zay was very close. He said we were going to see Sumi.
Yeah, man.
Episode 4. She came one early.
I told
happens-
Asylum earlier.
Hey.
I was debunked.
It happens to the best of us. Sometimes you just come early, you know?
I was close though. I was one off.
So I guess we should just dive right into it then, because we got a
Yeah.
lot to unfold, boys. We got a lot to unfold. We open to see Kazuya in class, okay? Now, remember, he's in college still. And he's crying, okay? And they show his laptop, and he's reading. At first, I didn't really know what he was reading, but then it just looked like a story from the fan site that Ruka showed him. At first, you're a little confused. You're going to quickly come to learn that that's exactly what the fuck he was reading. What's going to potentially become their script for the movie. Because right after this, he tells Chizuru, like, yo, I think I found our fucking script. And apparently it's about a girl that's in college. And he's like, here, Chizuru, take a fucking look. And she's like, all right. So he goes inside of his apartment and we see a ton of the energy drinks that he's been drinking, okay? Like the Monster ripoffs. And I wrote it down.
Mhm.
I got the actual name for these things. They're called Rentlers.
I was sad that it was not Ronster.
Ronster. Thomicus said it was Ronster. Honestly, that's a better name than Rentler, I think.
Rentler.
I also want to point out that this guy's fucking kidneys must be absolutely shot. Pissing yellow, so yellow it's like nuclear waste, because this dude's drinking like 33 energy drinks a fucking night.
This man organs on the verge of failure at this point, honestly.
I've never seen this man drink water once in this fucking series.
That is true. I'm not gonna lie. That is dead ass true.
So he's in his room and he's stressing over Chizuru, thinking about all the stuff that Minnie has put in his head now. Because remember, at the end of episode 2, she's like, dude, Chizuru is into you. She's like gassing this man up. And she's going to be playing both sides of those fields to make some shit happen. And that's pretty exciting for us as the fans, because this is what the fuck we've been waiting for. It's finally happening.
Sir.
Finally
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cut to Chizuru, who's at her apartment, and she's reading the script that he just gave her, and she actually likes it. So she shoots Kazuya a text, and this dude's passed out, okay, sleeping at this point. He's exhausted, working on the movie, whatever. And he hears his phone go off, and he sees that it was Chizuru agreeing to use the script that he showed her for the movie, and this dude just starts fucking happy crying.
Sheds a fucking tear.
Absolutely just fucking gassed, okay? And then the intro. So not a whole lot goes on before the fucking intro roll in this episode. Not like last episode, but they can't all be bangers, boys.
Hey, we got the script pretty quick though. We got the script pretty quick though. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, but I saw on Crunchyroll, I was reading some of the comments for this episode, and somebody did kind of make a good point, and they said they've had, how do they say it? They've had the script for the movie that they need to make this whole fucking time. Chizuru's in college, renting herself out. Like, they should just turn that into the fucking movie. They've had the script the whole time. They don't need the fan site.
That is true, because you remember last episode when Kazi was talking to Minnie, she was like, "Oh, y'all love stories like a romance, like movie little thing."
Yeah.
So it is kind of true.
Exactly. But, I mean, the script that he found on the site is about a college girl. So, I mean, maybe it's going to fall somewhere within the same realm of what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, but that's more info for mommy to feed off of, too.
That is very true. Just when you get comfortable in the show, you have to remember that mommy is back there fucking lurking, waiting for the right time to strike.
The goddamn boogeyman sitting back there waiting, lurking.
After the intro, we got about 50 guys standing there, and they're all looking at Chizuru. And they're basically catcalling her, right? They're like, wow, she's so fucking pretty, and all this and all that, right? And then Kazuya walks up, and she goes, hey. And all the guys are like, that's who the fuck she was waiting for?
Damn!
I think we
Yeah, my man
actually
was
saw
ugly.
a scene like this once before when Chizuru and Kazuya went on a rental date, and it was pretty much the same shit. All the guys were like, oh, wow, she's so hot. And then Kazuya gets there, and they're like, fucking piece of shit.
I want to say
Yeah.
in season 1 and 2.
I think so. I feel like this is just a running theme for this show. They love doing that fucking scene.
They were like, oh, she must have got catfished.
Mm.
So they're
Yeesh.
meeting up with an upperclassman from the film club. So now we know that this is all just for the film, right? Because I was a little confused at first. I was like, is this a rental date? What the fuck's going on? And Chizuru looks at Kazuya and she says, that'll be 27,000 yen. And
Man started
Kazuya,
freaking out.
Kazuya's like, what the fuck? And then she's like, oh, just kidding. I was literally
Yeah.
about to fucking say, like, if she was going to charge this man for a meeting for her own
I would have stopped
movie,
watching.
and if he would have paid her,
He would have. I'm telling you, he would have.
100% he would have. So the meeting that they have is a really quick one. And basically they tell the guy to keep Chizuru's acting career a secret at school. And he agrees, so that's nice of him. He then asks if she can memorize all of her lines in such a tight schedule, to which she's like, yes, and then that's it, the meeting's done. And we've seen it before, we all know Chizuru can get her lines like that. She's a great actress.
Oh, yeah.
So, ooh, what was that?
With all those freaking sticky notes.
Yeah, so like she puts in the work, that's the thing. So as they go to leave, Kazuya's kind of being weird, and he's running off to go buy an umbrella for them because it was raining. And the upperclassman goes on to explain how Kazuya had to basically convince them to take on Chizuru's movie rather than something else they had already decided to do.
My man was on all fours begging.
Begging. The upperclassman tells Chizuru all the good things that Kazuya said about her and how he owes everything to her. And I think that this does something for Chizuru emotionally on the topic of her and Kazuya, because it's a lot of small things like this that are probably going to wind up helping this guy out, you know? She's realizing that he's dedicated. She is like, now the movie's happening because of this guy, and she realized he had to beg this fucking film club to like take her movie on rather than the other shit that they had planned to do. So I think it's all these small, like tiny gestures that are slowly getting him through the door. And then of course with Minnie around the corner, it might happen faster than we all think.
And it's just so funny that the rain stopped and you still never seen Kazuya with
Nope.
Chizuru.
Never
Oh, yeah,
came
true,
back
true.
because she ends up going home by herself, and like on her way home she says, okay, now I really need to step up to the plate. Which, I mean, sure, that can be taken a few different ways, but I take it in the way that she was saying now she needs to step it up because of how much effort Kazuya has put into making this movie happen. I think she's finally saying, look, this man's putting in the work, I'm gonna fucking do a little bit.
Yeah, after so fucking long, like Jesus.
We're in the
Mm.
third fucking season. She's got to do something for the man.
Literally. This man is
Goddamn.
damn near bankrupt.
That's true.
She was doing something. She was taking money from him.
Oh yeah, she wasn't too coy to like not take his fucking money though. You know, she's like, yeah, give me the check.
And Animag advice of the day: you gotta always chase the bag, no
Always
matter
chase the
what.
bag, baby.
Always chase the bag.
Back at his apartment, Kazuya's freaking out because the crowdfunding page is doing bad. They've had no backers in the last 24 hours, and the views are starting to dwindle. And on top of that, money-wise, they aren't even remotely close to their goal. So then he hears a knock at the door. It's Minnie. Time to make some shit happen, boys.
The GOAT, greatest of all time. Let's get it.
And let me point out, this is early in the morning, and she is super high energy. She's yelling in his face, asking if he's made any progress with Chizuru, you know, like the one-on-one situation. Keep in mind, this is what I caught here. This is in Kazuya's apartment, and she's doing this basically right by his front door, which is only inches away from Chizuru's door. Think about that. Think about that. What are the fucking chances that Chizuru might have heard this shit going down because Minnie's fucking screaming at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, complaining about, oh, y'all are too loud. Y'all need to quiet down. But she opens her mouth.
So one thing leads to another, and they wind up further in his apartment, and she sees the crowdfunding page. And Kazuya kind of like explains what it is and how it's not doing so great. And Minnie says, well, maybe I can help with that. She says she has some experience running a crowdfunding page. And this is great news for Kazuya because, like, obviously his shit's failing. She explains how her and her friends have done it to fund an IRL event. Probably like some kind of cosplay shit, you know?
Yeah.
Sir, now it's time to see
cosplay / live stream event.
Yeah. She takes a look at his apartment. She says to just send her the URL. And that she's going to take a look later to see what she can do. This is kind of annoying to me, like how she was about this whole thing, but I will say she is kind of a win for a neighbor for Kazuya. Because look, she's going to help this man's shit. She's probably going to get this man laid. There's no downsides to this yet, boys.
Hey, like I said, watch the GOAT in action. Watch the GOAT in action.
Him get laid, but he's going to fumble the bag.
He will 110% fumble the bag, despite all the help that he's going to get from Minnie.
Hey, I don't know. Minnie been doing that shit this episode, so she might get it in the bag right there.
Dude, she's putting in the work for this man.
I just couldn't help whenever they were talking, and you could see his trash can, and you see the crumbled up tissues. I was like, my boy, you haven't cleaned your trash can yet?
That's probably still from season 2. That's probably still from season 2, just fucking in there. Later that night, Kazuya gets a knock at the door, and it's Minnie.
Emergency meeting.
Literally Minnie. She says, you want this movie to be a success no matter what, right? And he's like, yes. And then she goes, well, I need something from you. Boys, once again, I thought she was going to be like, you need to eat this ass, or I ain't helping this crowdfunding page. So because here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. The next scene is an image of their shoes being off at the door. So I'm like, this man's actually going to eat some ass to help his crowdfunding page. That is desperation, my friend. I thought she was going to be like, blow my back out and I'm going to help your project. But alas, it goes to the next frame and it's Kazuya, Chizuru, Ruka, and Minnie all in the same room. Minnie has called a strategy meeting into place. And of course, obviously, Yeze's girl Ruka freaks out about this, and she's asking who the new chick was, speaking on Minnie. And Minnie tries to defuse the situation by saying, like, relax, there's nothing going on between us. But of course, like, Minnie says there's nothing going on between me and Master. And that doesn't help the fucking situation at all, because, like, you know Ruka's fucking crazy. That is not a good thing to fucking say to her. Minnie goes on to point out what's wrong with the page, right? Everybody locks in. Lack of updates, it needs more reward tiers, it's a whole fucking mess. Kazuya's fumbled the bag yet again, boys. She mentions that Chizuru should do a personal possession tier, where, like, you know, if they do that tier, that person who funded that particular tier gets one personal item from her. And I think my thoughts and Kazuya's thoughts right here were the same, you know, because he was kind of like, ew, no, panties. And that's kind of where my head went too.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, like, being that this show isn't this new generation, that's what most things get you stuff popping off. Especially if it's a girl in the situation, if they start selling their own like items, it's gonna be some type of creep that's gonna want to get that shit.
I mean,
You understand that?
true. That is true, but I don't think that, I mean, in reality, Minnie just meant like shoes, a signed copy of the script for the movie, stuff like that. Not like bra and panties.
Hey,
Bathwater.
Bathwater.
hey, she probably was meaning that all the time of that stuff.
I think she was like low key meaning it, but I think for like the professionalism of like them trying to get this shit done, she did mean that, you know? And then we see her on some fuck shit later at Chizuru's, but we'll get to that. And like shockingly, Chizuru agrees to all of this. She's just like, okay. So the meeting closes out with Minnie assigning everyone a task that they need to do in order to help the project. Ruka, she kind of sort of throws a fit here, but she says she'll do it only because she loves Kazuya. And they're calling this Operation 203.
Is that the room? Kazuya's room number?
Yeah. That's why they're calling it 203.
Because Minnie is 202.
Yeah.
204 is Chizuru.
All right, boys, here's the thing about this next part that I noted out.
I know what you're talking about.
Hey,
All
lay
right.
it on me. Lay it on me.
Here it is, just for Yeze. So 12 minutes and 21 seconds in, okay, and we got ourselves another shower scene, okay? Yet another one. And in my notes, I'm like, we have ourselves another Chizuru shower scene. But then, as I'm letting the episode play, I gotta pause it and delete my fucking words because it was not a Chizuru shower scene. This one took me by surprise, fellas. It was a fucking Sumi shower scene.
Yep.
Old Thomicus's girl.
Hey, she's dangerous. She's dangerous.
Dangerous. She shows up in the episode for like 2 seconds.
She's making some progress.
She did kind of have like not a lot of time in this episode, but it was like really valuable time when she was on the screen, you know? We saw like something aside from the shower scene, obviously, we saw her develop as a character a little bit here in this episode. So it was nice to see.
That's what I was about to say. This episode, even though we got to see her for like 2-3 minutes, we got to see some CDs, some character development.
That's nice to see on behalf of Sumi too, because Lord knows in season 2 we barely got anything. And they kept showing her, that was the thing. Shower scene, and then she's in her room, and it looks like she was planning something out with her dad. And all the while, they're kind of like showing flashbacks from when her and Kazuya went to the aquarium. So, boom, cut to Kazuya struggling to pass out flyers, okay? And he realizes that the day before, when he was doing it, he had a lot of success only because Ruka was with him. Because who wouldn't want to take a flyer from a cute girl versus a fucking schizophrenic guy? You know, a guy with fucking mental issues. And he's still trying to pass them out, and he sees Sumi. And right here we learn that she's out there in that area to have dinner with her dad. And of course, she doesn't speak. That's just what she does. She types on her phone and she shows it to him, and this is how he learned that she's there to hang out with her dad. And she sees the flyers. And Kazuya shows her, and he explains how the project stalled, blah, blah. She asks if he's okay, and he just kind of goes off on a little rant about how he would do whatever for Chizuru because she is the shit. I'm not sure that that's exactly what Sumi wanted to hear from him, because she kind of looked a little depressed when this man told her that. She kind of like stood there for a second and was just like, at least that's what I took from it. I don't know if that was it, but...
Okay, you keeping secrets from me?
She's like, okay, I'll remember this. And he kind of realizes that it was cringe, and he just runs off and he says, say hi to your dad for me. Because, like, obviously Sumi does have a crush on him, and here he is fucking harping about Chizuru to her. So, I mean, he embarrassed himself really and truly. So after this interaction, Sumi's kind of walking along, and she's reading the flyer. And she texts her dad to start dinner without her. And here's the thing, in my notes, I wrote it down. I said, are we about to get to a point where every girl in this show is fucking involved with this project? And I wrote that down before anything else happened. We see her going back to Kazuya, and he's like, what the hell are you doing here? And here we go, boys. She actually
Yes,
fucking
sir.
speaks.
Yes, sir.
She says,
Yes,
I want to help
sir.
too. That took me by
Let's
surprise,
get
okay?
it.
We've seen her talk before in that like really light voice, but what happens next shocked me even more. She grabs some flyers and at the top of her lungs she says, please support our project.
Come on, man. Let's
And then
get it, man.
Kazuya says it too.
We eating up in here, man. This episode we eating.
Bro, tell me this is not
Yeah.
happening.
Hey,
She's
let me
gonna be
calm down.
dangerous.
Calm down.
I think so. That's the thing is that I don't, because I never read the mangas, so I don't know like what the fuck happens with Sumi. But I think if they give her the right CD, she could be one of the dangerous ones out of the group, even more than Mommy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. All this passes. We're back at Chizuru's, and her and Minnie are out and about looking for personal items to give away for the special tiers. And Chizuru finds like some old books and some jewelry, things like that, which are, perfect. That's exactly what she needs to give away for these things. And Minnie kind of gives Chizuru a lesson here, pointing out how like nothing in your apartment is invaluable. And she's like, this is a $1 hair tie, but because it's touched your skin, some creep is gonna fucking want it.
Like I said earlier, man. Like I said.
Yeah, Yaze did point that out. I mean, it's the modern day culture. So again, like we said in the last episode where Ruka called Chizuru a thought, this show is like, did she call Chizuru the thought? I think she did.
Yeah, she called Chizuru the thought. She called her a horny thought.
A horny thought. There it is.
Yeah.
This show is like really woke in the terms of like today's culture,
Basically.
After finding this like Chinese dress that Chizuru had in her closet, Minnie's like, and she sees what could potentially be a dresser for Chizuru's more personal items. And she's just kind of staring at it, and she's contemplating this, and she goes to open it, and boom, Chizuru slams it shut, and she's like, that's off limits.
Yeah, they fighting back and forth up in there.
Bro, you know what the hell was in that drawer.
Yep.
Big floppy dildo.
Hey. What?
Floppy
Come on,
dildo.
what? Oh my god.
Oh no, this is probably like her undergarments and stuff like that,
Hey,
Yeah,
I seen a little peek of the bra when she like barely opened it. I seen a little
did
peek of
you?
the bra.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, you can-
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, because she barely opens it, and like you can kind of see like the layout of the bras and shit.
Oh my god. Chizuru slams it. She says that's off limits. And right here, they have a light tussle. Okay, they're just kind of like fumbling with each other. And Minnie says, "Oh, I want to see your panties." What?
The
What? Is
Hey,
Minnie?
girls are weird.
Is Minnie bi or something? Is she crushing on
Could be.
Chizuru?
I think her VTuber little waifu was kind of a girl. I think it was.
It was.
Oh, really? Yeah, it
I
was.
think it was, yeah.
But I think it's somebody that she looks up to, not in that kind of like.
Yeah, I don't think she's trying to like bang her idol. I think
Bang
she's just
her.
like, yeah.
I don't know, because you remember when they was having that private conversation, it was Kazuya just pretty much talking about how he like had feelings for Chizuru, and like she was pretty much like, oh, I got feelings for somebody too.
Yeah, she
Someone
did say
did.
that, but I think she just doesn't understand like the meaning of feelings, or maybe like didn't understand Kazuya's like type of feeling that he had for Chizuru. I don't know.
I don't know. She understand now.
I think she does understand now, so maybe you are right.
She about to put in some work in this next couple minutes. Said,
It's about to
bring it
happen,
out,
boys.
Asylum. Bring it
So,
out. Let's get it.
After they decide that they had enough items, I gotta hang on, boys. I gotta get ready for this one because this is about to
Come
get
on,
fucking
man.
wild.
I gotta stand up for this one.
He's standing up.
Stand up for
He's
this
standing
one.
up.
Come on. I gotta stand up for this one.
No
Minnie-
face for. Okay. The socks reveal. Okay.
Sock reveal, feet reveal. Minnie straight up asks Chizuru if she has a boyfriend. And this throws Chizuru off a little bit, asking like, she's like, where did this come from? But we all know that it's Minnie trying to be a good wing woman for Kazuya. And she even says, how about Kazuya for a boyfriend? Just throwing that out there. Just gonna let it sit.
Let's eat. Let's eat.
Minnie is putting in the work right now, boys. And Chizuru's eyes get huge. And Minnie points out all of the good things that he's doing for Chizuru. She doesn't like just praise him. She's like, he's a great guy, you know, he rental girlfriend shit, making you a movie. But then she quickly shits on Kazuya by saying, but he is kind of average looking though. And you know, I think, here's the thing. I think that that's a pro move. You don't want to gas the man up too much, make him look like a fucking godsend. Shit on him a little bit. Maybe that was the right thing to do.
I want to say she wanted to see if Chizu would bite at that.
Yeah, I mean,
Saying
she
that
could have been fishing just to see how Chizuru thought, because Chizuru could have been like, yeah, he's fucking dog shit ugly. Dude, Minnie is putting in work right now. So Chizuru says, well, I mean, he is a nice person, but he is doing all of this for me, the actress, not for me in a romantic way. But he is doing this for her in a fucking romantic way. That's the thing. That's the fucking thing. Then, here's the big one.
Wait, not to cut you off. What you just said, she just realizing how he doing this out of like feelings.
Yes.
Which literally shows the audience, this bitch is fucking blind.
She's blind. She's 100% blind. I think she's blind, but I also think she doesn't want to admit her true feelings for Kazuya. Because
I can agree with that.
As a podcast, we've already established that she deep down inside does have some kind of feelings for him, and she just doesn't want to acknowledge that. So here's the big one, boys. Then Minnie says, but he likes you. Master likes you, Chizuru. And then she's like, he's in love with you. And Chizuru really tries to walk around it. And she like brings up old shit from the past. And she's like, well, when I had asked Kazuya if he'd fallen in love with me, you know, back in the day, he said he didn't, blah, blah, blah. And she even goes so far as to say that he wouldn't be that stupid to get in his feelings over someone that's just a rental girlfriend, right? And Minnie is sitting there absolutely fucking flabbergasted as to how blind Chizuru is, okay? She basically tears into Chizuru's ass and she says, come on now, get real. You honestly think that none of the people you take on rental dates just do that and say, okay, bye, and they're fine? You really think there isn't one person within that group that can make you happy for life? And we hear a flashback audio to the past of when Chizuru had asked something similar to someone else. I'm not sure. It might have been when she asked it to Ruka, or maybe she asked it to Kazuya. I don't remember, and I was too lazy to go back and try to find it. But I know it's Chizuru asking somebody that same exact question. And guess what? Outro. That's where they leave us for this one.
Come on, man.
Ooh, what a fucking ending.
I wish we had a little bit more.
Teeny bit more is all I wanted.
Teeny bit more? That was like what we just had. That was hype.
Yeah, but I just want
a little bit more.
Yeah.
I want to see Chizuru's reaction a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Bro.
Hey, no, we got the perfect amount. We got minutes to make her realize what's going on in front of her. Because as she doesn't really just see her literally just be blinded about what can actually be feelings for her, or just trying to help her with the movie. When Minnie was trying to tell her that my boy has feelings for her, she just kept denying, like, no, he don't. I'm sure he doesn't, but probably like in a friendly way. She was like, no, he loves you.
Here's the thing, though. Now that Minnie has put this ball in motion, like, are we going to start to see more from Chizuru towards Kazuya? That's the thing.
Motherfucker.
Is she still just going to be dry?
I better see some fucking motion Chizuru. I'm hopping off. I'm hopping off.
I hope for like next episode, they don't like continue off to the next day. Like, leave that part out. I really hope not.
I hope it opens right where this one left the fuck off. And then it's Chizuru's reaction. We have that little bit right before the intro. And then the new episode. That's what I'm hoping happens. Oh, dude. This one, I know I've been rating this season low so far. This one has redeemed itself. I'll say that much.
Damn.
I will say that much. And like at first I was like, this kind of a shit episode. You know, we get a little bit of Sumi. That was nice. I had it low. It was this fucking outro that scored the rating that I'm about to give it. Because this episode had it all for me. It had character development. It had Chizuru getting her eyes pried open. It had the project actually getting the ball rolling thanks to Minnie. It proved how much of a goat Minnie truly is for being such a new character. So with all of that in mind and having been said, I'm going to give this one a 9, boys.
Come on, man.
Okay.
Don't do me like that, man.
I'm
It's
going to
not
give
a
this one a
perfect
9.
10.
It's not a perfect 10. It's not a perfect
It's
10.
not.
But it's a 9.
It's not gonna be perfect 10, but a 9.
It's
Let's
a
get
9.
it, man. Let's
It's
go.
a 9.
Let's go.
It's pretty good, man. That's the highest I've rated so far. That's the first 9 it gets this season, actually, from any of us. Also want to point out Thomicus has official Animag merch on.
Let's get it.
Oh yeah.
The
True,
original
true.
Hey,
Animag.
that's the
Animag?
day one.
That's the
Day
day
one.
The day ones. If
That's
you're not
the
a real
day
day
one.
one, you don't have that shirt.
All right, this one I really love what they did with Sumi character development. Was it Minnie? Yeah, Minnie, right?
For what?
The other girl, the neighbor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
her
the
name,
new girl.
Minnie.
Yeah, Minnie. Yeah, Minnie,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm getting mixed up with Minnie and Mimi. Mimi. I love what she did with Chizuru. Basically saying, oh, this and that. Kazuya has feelings for you. The only thing I'm going to have to say is the ending. I wanted a little bit more.
Yeah.
If it would have had that little bit more, I would have probably given it a 10.
Damn, it was that close to getting a fucking 10.
So, I'm going to have to go with a 9. If we would have gotten to see like a little bit more of Chizuru's reaction, I would have loved it because I was
Yeah.
actually gassed up for it.
I can
But
see that. I can see that.
I hope that they don't like continue on to the next day for the next episode and give us a flashback like of when Minnie and Chizuru was talking. Hopefully they start off from where like you said.
Oh, you
where they left off.
mean like if they would do a flashback where it's like Chizuru and she's just thinking about the conversation her and Minnie had?
Yes,
That would be
because I
pretty
think they
shitty.
did that before.
They have done that before. I want the fucking episode to pick up in Chizuru's apartment right where the fuck we left off. For like
Exactly.
the pre-intro stuff. Hit us with a bomb, let us simmer down, and then at the end of it, hit us with another fucking bomb.
Because we're already gassed up. And then next episode, we're waiting for that. And then all of a sudden, it's not there. So
Yeah.
then we go back down. That's why I said a little bit more.
This man said it could have been a 10.
Could have been a motherfucking
Could have
10.
been a fucking 10, and it wasn't.
Could have been a 10.
All right, man. I gotta hear what Yeze's thinking.
Ah.
I also want to point out this is probably the most comfortable man in podcasting history right now.
My boy's cold.
This dude's cozy as hell.
Hey. I can get even more comfy, but I'm not gonna plug it in because of the noise. But my seat is a vibrator on the back, so I can get even more comfy.
Oh my god.
That thing goes up your ass?
Just fucking rolling the cheeks, man.
Hey, you gotta get comfortable somehow. All I have to say, we got to see greatness today, boys. We got to see greatness.
I'll agree.
Minnie, the GOAT, Chizuru, finally not being a blind bitch anymore. Sumi, coming in the clutch? Could not have been an amazing episode. Come on, man.
Talking about a guy coming from saying that Sumi's shit.
Hey, I give Sumi this one. Hey, this episode, I give Sumi that one. Cause look, the way I'm gonna rate my girls for this episode, Minnie number 1.
Mhm.
Guaranteed number 1.
100%.
Sumi 2. Running 2. 3, Chizuru, Ruka 4. That's my girls for this episode.
Ruka's at the 100.
This man
Way behind the upperclassmen, the side people, the townspeople.
Yeah, I'm just talking like the main like girls, like the main girls.
Ruka's just dead last, and I think everybody that watches this show is to a point where, like, if she left the show, I don't think anybody would be hurt by it.
Look, if we're gonna do like Orange, the balcony is gonna probably be number 1.
The dog can be number 1.
Because Orange, they always are at a freaking bench.
That is true. They're always sitting at a fucking bench.
And let's not forget number 2, Kazuya's fish.
For this hype ass episode that's had me on the edge of my seat. I
That
gotta
ending.
get this bitch. Yeah, true, the ending. I'm
The
not gonna lie.
ending. Don't forget.
Even though Tompkins was kind of getting a little greedy. We don't need that much. We had a good enough.
No, we need a little bit more.
Hey. I hope they do what they did, what Asylum said. Pick off in that room.
Mhm.
Because if you really think about it, the way they ended for this episode is like, man, what's going to happen next episode?
Right. Yeah, because like that's the thing that we talked about too. At the end of episode 1, we didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen in 2. They kind of leave you with nothing, and it's like now there's been some bombs dropped. We can kind of guess there's probably gonna either be a flashback or a fucking like scene where they're still in the apartment. But like outside of that, after the intro roll, what the fuck is gonna be in the guts of the show? They're kind of
But it's
picking it
also
up
like
this season, boys.
It's also like a 50-50. You expect it to be wait for the next episode, and then next episode comes, and it just
Plateaus.
And it already happened before, so I'm not.
I try to read as much as I can without giving myself any spoilers, and from what I've been seeing in like some of the comments and shit, this season, next season, and maybe the next is where all the juice happens. So maybe we're just kind of starting to slow roll into the juice.
So my final rating, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. Because I really can't think of a downside of this episode, honestly. You really can't think of one. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give this one a 10.
Whoa!
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This episode was bomb.
Hey.
Oh, you cannot tell me everybody been wanting something in between Kazuya and Chizuru since season 1.
That is
and
true.
we're finally getting some progress.
I'm
finally getting progress.
I'm just flabbergasted in the sense that this 10, this rating that we're seeing here, the old Thomicus, who's been with me from the very start, this 10 that was just thrown onto this table is coming from a man who used to dog Rent-A-Girlfriend.
Oh yeah, it's shit talk.
Yeah, shit talking Rent-A-Girlfriend. And look at him now. Now he sees
and look
it's
at
a
him
pristine
now.
show throwing 10s across the board.
First off, I really watched Rent-A-Girlfriend before y'all. I literally was watching when it dropped.
Come on now.
I was watching when it dropped.
Let's not talk about Comey can't communicate.
Hey,
shit talking it, and then looks at a cover of a manga and it's like, oh my god, I really love it. Oh my god.
But what show we're reviewing right now? Rent-A-Girlfriend.
That is
we ain't wearing my Comey. We ain't wearing my Comey. We're in this bomb ass episode that they just dropped.
It's 10 out of 10.
Come on, man. You can't tell me
that
any better. Bro, you cannot tell me any
10 most.
I'm just saying, Yay is starting to get me so hyped that it's got me wanting to change my rating to a 10.
Bro.
As
you
a
really can't tell me.
As a professional, I'm not gonna do it because this episode had its quirks and I have to take my point off. But I'll give it a very strong 9.
Oh, you really can't tell me a downside of this episode. Everything was heat after heat after heat.
Attitude. Ruka and her stank ass attitude was the downside of this episode.
Hey.
Take Ruka out. It'd be a 10.
We only had that for like a minute, but besides that, it was none but work from the GOAT herself. Come on, man.
That is true, man. Minnie has come in, as far as I could see, has come in and made herself a fan favorite.
Oh, I just realized we're on episode 3 and she putting that much work?
Yeah, it's about to be fucking crazy.
Come on, man. You're not telling me she's not the GOAT.
It's about to be fucking wild.
Oh, she's the GOAT now. She's the GOAT now.
Hey, let me calm down. I gotta go to bed tonight. I gotta calm down. I gotta go to bed.
She looks too young. She looks too young.
Hey.
Could have been your girl.
But guess what? Anybody at any age can still be a GOAT. Come on, man.
I will say she did impress me. She's come in. I thought it was going to be another fucking like dog shit character that Kazuya's in love with. Doesn't have the fucking balls to tell her he's in love with. But no. Fucking turn of events. It's somebody coming to help his cheesy ass. And look, 3 episodes in and she's basically done it. Now she's in Chizuru's head.
We popping bottles. Get it.
And that's pretty much it, boys. This was a long episode, mostly because they didn't have anything like in the credits at the end. Typically there's stuff happening, but it literally just went right out after the end. So this one went.
No, I think that's how it's been for the past couple episodes. I think.
No,
like,
man,
there's been
because
none at the end.
in 1 and
No.
2, for sure, in 2, when the credits were rolling, they showed like Chizuru on her balcony, like looking over to
yeah,
see if
true.
Kazuya was working. This one didn't have none of that shit. The credits just rolled, and it was like a freeze frame of his phone. So they really jam-packed a lot of information into this episode, which was nice. I mean, I don't hate it. It's going to make up for the
Nice.
fucking filler episodes that's definitely coming, but...
Guaranteed. Oh, it's gonna be next episode. I'm telling you, next episode.
Next episode's a filler, you think?
Well, then that would drop. That would suck.
That would suck. That's an early filler. Episode 4?
Because if
Bro, we
if
had
it
like
want-
filler.
if we're waiting for a bomb ass episode next, episode, and it comes out to be a filler,
I say next episode we get some more juice. We get where they left off and a little more juice, and then maybe episode 5 is a filler. So like midway in the season they drop a filler.
I hope they do.
That's
do
what
like
I would do.
half
That's what I would do.
of the next episode, like half, like continuing off and then half filler.
Well, that's the question for the podcast. In the comments below, put in your guess. What episode you think is gonna be the filler?
Which episode,
No,
baby?
no. I think they already read it, so.
A lot of people have already read it, but
Yeah, no spoilers, please.
yeah, definitely.
No spoilers.
You drop a spoiler, I'm banning your IP from the site.
Well,
So.
somebody kind of did for the last episode on our shit. There was like pretty much what we're saying now. Minnie was gonna put a lot of work in this next few seasons.
Well,
Yeah.
that I'm all right with.
Yeah, that's not terrible. It's not a huge spoiler. Like I like if Chizuru sucks Kazuya's dick, I don't want to know that until we see it. Okay? I don't want to know that until we see it, baby.
Bro, guaranteed. We're going to season 4. Guaranteed.
Oh, 100%.
We're going forward.
I think it's gonna go up to season 5.
I
Probably.
saw people
Two more
on
seasons.
Crunchyroll. People who have read the entire manga I saw on Crunchyroll say for sure this is going to 5, maybe beyond 5. Because they said season 3, 4, and 5 are where the juice happens. Then it kind of plateaus back down. That's what I was seeing.
And I think it's like 12 episodes.
Yeah, they usually do 12s. So
And I forgot how much chapters that is in the manga, like 6 or 7.
I think so because it was like that for Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, the first book was like the whole first
Yeah.
episode, and then
They're spread a little bit thicker with Rent a Girlfriends because I have the first 3 mangas. I'm just scared to buy the rest because I'm gonna want to fucking read it
Well, it
And I
depends
can't.
because some.
because we're podcasting it.
Well, it also depends because some mangas they just make the chapters different and put an episode. It's kind of different. It depends.
I feel like this is one of those shows where like picture for picture it's gonna be the same exact as the fucking manga. Same as
Yeah.
how fucking Chainsaw Man was. That shit that'll burn you out, man. What's this man doing? What's this man getting? What? Look at him. Look at him.
Probably too fucking bright.
It is bright. That's a
We're
number
locked in,
1?
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's number 1. We're locked in, boys. We're locked in.
Yep. I got the first 3. I scored them on eBay. Really cheap. And now I'm stuck because they're like down here. You can see my parasites right there. So I just put those up. But anyways,
is that a berserker? Is that a berserker?
No, it's not a berserker just yet.
I saw a black book and I was like, berserker?
No, that's
Or
a,
that's like space.
It's not. It's a. Oh fuck, Junji. It's a Junji book called Black Paradox. I think it's what it's called. It was absolute
Okay.
dog shit. Never buy that terrible manga. I got it on sale, so it's about.
Where's
suicide,
Dick Fight
shit
Island?
Like that. Oh, dude,
Oh, yeah,
hang
true.
on, hang on.
True.
Not the ass crack.
Oh yeah, we had the ass crack shot. Let's get it.
All right, you boys want to see the juice?
No way.
Dick
Oh, he
Fight
got 2.
Island.
He got both of them.
1 and
I
2.
remember seeing 2 back in Anime
Still
Frontier.
saran wrapped, baby. Still saran wrapped.
Seal.
I got these puppies, and I'm waiting for episode 3 to drop or book 3 to drop. And I keep them on the shelf in the living room for the world to see.
Oh my god.
But anyways, that's pretty much it for this episode, man. We got some heat, and I'm excited for now. They've got me excited for episode 4.
Mhm.
So all we have to do now is just wait, make it to Friday, and then see. We hope you guys enjoyed, and until the next one, remember to take it easy, and so long, everybody.
Sayonara.
Aloha.
Aloha's high.
Yeah, but it's also goodbye.
I think it
It's hi
can
and
mean
goodbye.
goodbye.
It's both. It's
It can
both.
be
of them.
hi or
It's-
bye.
yeah, it's both. Yeah, look it up right now. It's hello and goodbye. It's both. Look it up.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to visit our website at www.animag.org. See you next time.